I just picked up this Harbor Freight self-leveling laser level. I'm gonna open it up, set it up, and then attempt to frame some walls with it. And I'll let you guys know how it works, any issues that I have. I was a little worried about buying this tool from Harbor Freight. I was at Home Depot looking at the Bosch laser levels and decided that they were a little expensive when this is a tool that I'm probably not going to use very often. I might just be using it for one project. This specific laser level was like $54 and it came out to like $47 after tax with one of those 20% off Harbor Freight coupons. And I figured if it doesn't work, I can just return it. It comes with the tripod and everything in this carrying case. So I'm going to open this thing up and see what it looks like inside. So we're going to open this up and see what we got inside. Alright. I believe these glasses are so you can see the laser better. We got the laser level itself, some batteries for the level, and the tripod. I'm not really sure what that is yet. So let's look at the tripod. The tripod doesn't feel that heavy duty, but it looks alright. It feels okay. And then we got the laser level itself. You can see the pendulum that the laser's on is in there. And you got the base. This must be the switch that releases the pendulum for the laser. Looks like we got the battery door here. And on top we got a couple probably on-off buttons, maybe for the horizontal laser and the vertical laser, it looks like. This is supposed to project lines horizontally and vertically. Honestly, the level itself feels and looks kind of cheap, but I mean, if it works, I don't think it really matters, especially I'm not a professional or anything, so I'm only going to be using this a handful of times and hopefully it'll serve its purpose for that. So I'm going to throw the batteries in it, put it on the tripod, and get it downstairs in the basement where I'm trying to frame some walls and see how this thing actually works. So I put the batteries in it and then I flip the switch on the back, and you can see as soon as I flip that switch, the pendulum inside the level straightened right out. So this back here is what releases the pendulum. So I read online that you do not want to move these without securing the pendulum because you can damage it, so always a good thing to remember. Here I have the laser levels set up. The tripod has a bunch of adjustability, and you can see the line on the floor here. It's a little easier to see in person. And it goes all the way up the wall, and I have the horizontal in it as well, even though I'm mostly looking for the vertical. And the vertical also goes up onto the ceiling. So the reason that I bought this originally is so that I can install the bottom plate and the top plate for the walls I'm putting up. So this looks like it's going to make it a lot easier to figure out where the bottom plate and the top plate go, because these walls aren't exactly straight, and the top plate's out about a half an inch according to this laser level compared to the bottom plate. So this is going to make it, I think, a lot easier to do the rest of the walls down here. It's a little hard to get the laser in place, but I don't think that has anything to do with the specific model. You just have to line it up right. It's really easy to use. It really only has two buttons, the horizontal and vertical line, and then there's some adjustment on the base, so you can just like rotate it, which you end up jumping around a lot. A little adjustment makes the laser move far away, but once you have it set, it seems pretty good. So I'll be able to get started right now installing the top plate and the bottom plate and putting up the studs. After about a month with the Harbor Freight laser leveler, I decided to return it. I was having good luck with it in the beginning. It seemed like it was pretty straight. A normal bubble level was showing that it was a little out of alignment, but I was able to put up these walls here that you see with it, and using the assistance of a bubble level, get them pretty straight. So I was decently happy with the Harbor Freight laser leveler. I didn't think it was spectacular, but for $50, I was gonna hold on to it. But then after a couple of uses, like maybe 2 or 3 times, I noticed that the lock for the pendulum wasn't really working. It was partially locking the pendulum, but not fully. You could hear the pendulum rattling around and see it rattling around in there. And that's when I decided that, kind of as I had thought going into buying the level, that it just wasn't high quality enough. It wasn't something that was going to last maybe even more than a year or so. And for $50, I could put that towards a much better level, I thought. So I just decided to take it back to Harbor Freight and return it, which I didn't have any issues with. I was worried that there might be a restocking fee or something, but there was no restocking fee, and they took it back no problem. So I still like Harbor Freight tools. I think that even like a lot of their power tools are a good value, but I wouldn't recommend the Harbor Freight laser level. I didn't have a great experience with it. Your results might vary, but I think that's a tool you might want to look at a different brand for.